Ooh. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Oh, look at this guy. Sure. How's everybody doing tonight? Or morning, I suppose, wherever you are. Quit the game, bro. I'm gonna talk about everything that happened recently in the stream. It's gonna be obviously not a short one, or not a long one, but it's going to be an informative one. And I think that, you know, with the whole news that happened with the, I'm sorry if I mistake the kingdom, but 2890, 2980 king, it kind of opened my eyes a little bit. So I just want to talk about it a little bit. We're going to wait until some more people join us. But yeah, man, this was a tough tough time for me. And obviously, you know, it's a game itself, so the game is not the root cause of all that, but everything that happened with the game and some of the stress that was added on to it. But yeah, so we're going to talk about it. For now, we're going to chill, let people join us. Go ahead and chain a little bit. Per normal. What's up, Samurai? How are you? We'll do the push-up counter. I haven't been going to the gym recently, so I gotta get back into that. Oh, man. Well, Ken, I would tell you to go all out for one more KVK and leave it all on the field. Well, we'll see, but I'll... There's not much more to go all out on. I don't have much left. Oh, man. Silk Road, how are you? It was indeed a great war. It was. And for those joining, yes, we did win. Fire and Greenwood and Wind have dislocated their flags. And we are, we're doing well. We're doing well. Pocket, game's going to get a lot better soon. So, game will get a lot better. The game itself is not the reason why this KVK was hard. So, it's all internal, but we're going to talk about it. Nothing wrong with Rise of Kingdoms. Rise of Kingdoms is a great game. Like a 60 GT type of war? Yeah, man. I don't even know if I could do much better in a 60 GT type war, man. I just zero my account every KVK. How much KP did I gain? Well, you can see I hit and surpassed my goal of 15.5 billion. I think I hit just under 3 billion KP, so I was at like 2.95 or something. I thought the fighting would extend into today a little bit when I went to sleep, but I woke up and there was nothing left. So, yeah, that was that. And then, but honestly, like, I could have pushed for that 3 bill KP, but we were at the point in the KVK, and especially, I mean, guys, look at my speed ups. Like, I was trying not to open field fight unless I had to. Like, I was not field fighting unless I was pushing a flag. I was not field fighting unless I was getting a burn, right? So, but eventually my account had just gotten to the point where, like, I had no juice left. Show enemy elimination ranks? Well, this was, I guess, Kingsland enemy elimination ranks. Oops. We got some more chill music tonight. Yes, Fake did, beat me by a little bit while I slept, so it's fine. When I went to bed, I was above him, but it's okay. Everyone seemed to pass me when I went to bed. I kind of like this chill music on Discord. Or not on Discord, on stream. Feels nice. Skill issue? My bad, man. Maybe I should have had Austin play. No, I'm kidding. Oh. You would love to see me in a crazy imp one last time. Would be dope. It would be fun, and it's on my to-do list. When I say to-do list, I mean like, I think eventually I will. Playing in KVK, and so that leads kind of into our discussion, right? And we will start the discussion, and I'll kind of explain what's been going on with me recently, and why I had to take a break in the middle of this KVK. So I'll keep the music going for now. I suppose it's chill, but I am gonna mute my game audio in case you guys are hearing it. Yeah, so I think a few things happened in my life. One, my grandparents were in the hospital for the past 3 weeks. That was tough. I got COVID, which most of you guys know. That was tough. I'm going through an apartment move. Also tough. There was a lot of uncertainty there as to where I'd be living. Not because of the lack of funds or whatever, but just because of the uncertainty of wanting to move, right? Like my real job, like should I end my, current employment with my employer and try to move somewhere, like get out of this area? There was just a lot going on. And then on top of that, we had, and I will say it, this is the hardest KVK I've ever played. So, and I think it got to the point where I realized that I was prioritizing this game over doing shit like going to see my grandfather. And that was terrible. Like that in and of itself was terrible. I mean, I went to go see him, and I am actually going to go see him again this weekend. But I went and I saw him, and it was a Sunday morning, right? And literally, I was like, oh. I was sitting by his bed and I was like, am I gonna have to walk out to go play in Ark of Osiris? And when I had that thought to myself, it was just like, wow. And that kind of took me a step back. And yeah, it is addiction, Luda. And that's why, like, I really had to just like not play the game for a little while. So midway through pass 8, which you guys saw, so this zone, I streamed the first 2 days of it. The first day of it. It was one of those 12-hour streams, which, you guys know me for at this point. And it was good. Things were going well. And I woke up that morning, man, and something was different. Like, I woke up that morning, and I just didn't want to log on in the game at all. Just at all. And so I didn't. I didn't play the game. I actually didn't care if I was off territory. I didn't care if I got zeroed. I didn't care if I got looted. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to play this game at all. At all. And so I kind of just took a week. My kingdom members here in 1981 were super supportive. The leadership team here was super supportive. They kind of went through and said that, take your time. We got this. And also knowing that they could do it without me was great. That relief of not having to be needed. But I think that there's this feeling that I get with, it's not just this game, right? It's games in general. When I played football growing up, when I played other games growing up, it's the need to win, right? I'm competitive, right? Like, guys, there's a reason why I'm 4 out of 4, actually 5 out of 5 since the autark system came out, and now I will be 6 out of 6. Like, I haven't lost a KVK in almost 2 years. And I'm not saying that I do all of that myself, of course, right? Like, that's not what I do. I'm surrounded by an incredible team. It's not because of me that we keep winning KVKs, right? But it's like, I will do everything in my power personally to make sure that I am, like, the best that I can be, right? For the kingdom. Thank you, Moof, for 1 gold, man. And so it gets to the point, though, where, if things are hard, you're just like, this is all I can care about. Like, I'm on this game for hours and hours a day, right? Zone fights, I'm online for 20 hours. I sleep for 4 hours. I do that for 3 days straight. I feel like ass, right? Like, that's that's what happens. And I think I just hit a wall this KVK, and it was good that I hit that wall. And I had a lot of self-reflection, and so will I be quitting? This is the answer that you all want to know. No, I will not be, but I will be taking a pretty large step back. Now, you guys realistically won't see it from the YouTube side of things. I think that I still enjoy making content, but what I want to do is I want to start playing this game to enjoy it again. Not that I don't enjoy it now, but I was not excited for Zone for Pass 8, right? I was just not excited for it. I was nervous. I was like anxious. I was like, are we going to perform? Am I going to perform? Like, do I have to do all this stuff? Did I plan correctly? Did I make the correct pass warm team? You know, like, am I going to be online? All this stuff. Like, I was not, I was not excited for it anymore. And I realized that that's not how I should be playing the game. And so, you know, from my own point of view, I'm going to not have the min-maxing necessity of being online 24/7 all the time. Like, I'm going to start getting sleep in the future, right? I'm going to start not chaining 24/7, right? Like, there are just things that like I can do in this game to reduce my playtime. And I think that that is important, right? Like, I don't always have to be the very best. So, I think that that's important, and that's like character growth for me. Arv, so you haven't missed much. You can rewind maybe about 5 minutes. I've just kind of been talking about my mental state and everything that's been going on. So yeah, and I think that this game is an absolute wonder. Like this is the best game I've probably ever played. But this game is demanding and addicting, and will literally, you know, take a hold of your life. And so when I saw that king who had a heart attack and passed away due to stress, and now I'm gonna rewind a little bit. I don't know what it was from. I don't know if he was healthy. I don't know if he was taking care of himself. But I do know that the stress that you can get from Rise of Kingdoms can be brutal, like absolutely brutal. And if you throw a correlation of stress to, you know, anxiety and heart attacks and all that stuff, right? Like, at least risk of heart attack, I mean, it can make sense as to what happened to him was almost due to Rock, right? Not 1-to-1. It's not like Rock gave him a heart attack. That's not, you know, Rock shouldn't be held liable, right? Like, he obviously had an addictive personality or whatever it was, and same to me. But I mean, I literally had a panic attack, you know, for the first time in my entire life. Like, first time in my entire life, and it wasn't due to the game, right? It was due to real life and moving and doing all that stuff. And then also realizing that I had to go home and like make a video, you know, and I was getting 5 hours of sleep a night and all this stuff, and it was super unhealthy, and I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it anymore. And so for Kingsland, I didn't stream Kingsland, and I had a blast in Kingsland. It was a lot of fun. I was just on voice with the team. Things were going well. Right? I mean, obviously we won, and I'll explain how we won and how it got very dicey and all this stuff. I'll explain the story. So just give me a little bit, but I got to finish this spiel first. And it was a blast, like just chilling in Discord. You know, I was tired, but I was having fun. I was really actually enjoying the game again. There was strategy going on. It wasn't just panic. It wasn't just losing. It was just it was a good time. It was a good time. Coming up with different strategies, like, you know, that's why we play Rock. And so yeah, that's where I am. So no, I'm not quitting. But yes, I will be taking some time for myself. and like I said, you guys won't see that. It's more the stuff behind the scenes that you don't see. Like I'll still be making videos. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy streaming. I enjoy doing all these things. What I don't enjoy is the need to barb chain 24/7, 8 hours a day, like it's my other job, just so I can have speed ups and resources to fight as much as I want to while having fun. And that is a rock issue. That is a developer issue. That is a paywall, right? Like if I don't make enough money, I can't spend enough money. I can't fight and play the game to my wants and expectations. So that is a Lilith created issue. Yes. But you know, it's like this is kind of where we're at. This is where we're at. So you know, maybe I won't be getting 2 to 3 billion KP every KVK. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. So with that being said, I'm gonna read some of these comments. Get yourself an overnight pilot. Hable, I will tell you that it is in the works, and I'm not shy to admit that. It's not against TOS either, as long as I'm not paying for it, right? And yeah, so we're trying all these things. Champ, how are you, man? Yeah, lawyers often have stressful lives. Yeah, I agree. Boba T, I think winning formula for raw content creation really comes down to how you personally enjoy the game. Streaming can be exhausting when you're warleading. Streaming is exhausting. It also is almost impossible to do while you're warleading. I mean, it's... And I wanted to make sure that this, you know, Kingsland was won and all that stuff. Like, I can't say what I want to say while I'm streaming. I can't coordinate how I want to coordinate, you know, all that stuff. So... you know, it's just how that goes. And so will I stop war leading on stream? Yes, I will no longer be war leading on stream. That's something that I have talked to my R5 about. I think that when I have the stream online, I'm just going to be enjoying the stream and having fun with you guys. I think that's my goal. I can't be worried about everything going on at once. It's not sustainable. But streaming while barb chaining is chill. At least you can engage with your audience. I 100% agree. And my thing is, I feel like this isn't always incredibly entertaining. You know, like, look, I'm gem farming and barb chaining. You know, but if you guys would like to watch it, then I'll do it a little bit more often. What the? Maybe we can zero some farms later too. So yeah, you know, we'll think about it. And but I've had like 2 or 3 video ideas in the pipeline now for a long time that I just literally haven't gotten around to because I haven't had the time with KVK. So generally how my content wave goes, right? Like my content wave is I actually don't make videos while I'm in KVK, but I stream while I'm in KVK. And then when I'm out of KVK, obviously I make videos because there's not much to stream. But yeah, I was asking every R4 if you quit and migrated, man. You had me scared. Yeah, let me tell you, it was on the table. It was very heavily on the table. But I will not be doing so. We're gonna be chilling to this elevator music, and we're gonna keep going. I'm still enjoying the game, and I think this Kingsland going how it did really kind of secured that. I think that like if I wasn't streaming, if I wasn't war leading, if I wasn't doing all this stuff, I mean, I was war leading a little bit. I mean, downtime war lead and all that stuff. Yeah, I war leaded for about maybe 4 or 5 hours last night. But if I, like, during the actual Kingsland opening itself, right, like I was not war leading. If I can just do that, and I still, you know, I still enjoy the game, then not clearly, I still like the game. It's just the other aspects of the game that I don't overly enjoy being forced to do. And like I said, I don't actually want to do all these things, guys. Like, no king, talk to any king in Rise of Kingdoms, anyone, any R5. Not a single one will tell you that they want to be R5. Seriously, not a single one. It's a burden. It's seriously, it takes so much work, and props to Moof. He does a fantastic job. And you know what's funny is when I started at 1981, it actually surprised me how little I thought that Moof did, just because I didn't see him in the off season as much. But when it comes to war planning, war leading, strategy, I mean, this guy puts in 18, 19 hours a day of work during KVK. I mean, he's the reason why we were successful, seriously. And that, and everyone, right? Like, seriously, just talk to any companies, any CEO, any whatever, right? Like, every question that any of us have, any R4, right, goes through him. And so it is a ton of work. And just being an R4, not a king, it is a ton of work. So it's like, you know, it's just a lot, man. It's a lot. All right. How does your kingdom feel about you taking a step back? Will you migrate to a lower seed for a less demanding schedule? I love 1981, man. I love the people here. And honestly, we're literally B seed right now after our power drop. I mean, we're not a bad, you know, we're not a high seed. The problem is, like, I could migrate to a lower seed, C seed, D seed, but now I know what it's like to play at the top end. Like, I can't go back. I can't migrate, no offense, but to a worse kingdom. I would have to migrate. What I'd literally rather do is migrate to like 2489 and just be a fighter, right? Just be a fighter. Just have fun. That's what I would do. Burnout is a real thing. I mean, I'm trying to do CC war lead, being an R4 officer, maintaining your own personal life. It's a lot. Or it's all a lot. It is, dude. And seriously, the personal life is where I realized, like, that's what I was sacrificing. Not just personal life, but health. Like, dude, I was getting no sleep. Absolutely none. And it was tough. And then when I did have opportunity to sleep, I was like, oh, well, I can't because I need to barb chain to keep my honor grind up. Or, oh, I can't sleep because altar is at 3 a.m. And I'm not tired now, so and the stress is gonna keep me awake, right? Like, all this stuff. But yeah, and Imperium's like 2049, 1960, like being kings like that. I mean, hopefully, and there are two ways to look at this. Do those kingdoms do a fantastic job? Yes. Do those kings do a fantastic job? Obviously, they wouldn't be successful otherwise. However, those camps and kingdoms also have 150 active players. Their war leads, you know, they have twice as many people in their kingdom to step up. They have twice as many people in their kingdom to go ahead and help build in shells. There are twice as many people in that kingdom to do anything, right? So what ends up coming down to, or what our, you know, kingdom ends up happening is, like, we've got our core players, we've got our R4s, but then there are like a lot of other players who really step up, who help build in shells, who help coordinate, who, when we ask, hey, does anybody have a farm on in this shell to build a flag? Can you fill it? Like, you know, sometimes, like, we don't have people online to do that. And in Imperiums, like, there should, you know, quote unquote, be people online for that. And so when that responsibility has been, you know, thinned down to, you know, only, let's say 5 to 10 people, it's tough. It gets really tough, for sure. How much KP do I have? Never enough. So I have 15.5. I don't even know if everyone's in LB now. Where's the rankings? Alliance skills. 501 now. Ooh. So 501 bill. We got 66.1 billion KP this KVK. And we are at 9 billion power. Right? So we are we're thin. Excuse me, we're thin. We're very thin. Like 1981 is one of the best places to be, man. I'm not just saying this because I'm in the kingdom and I'm not trying to recruit anybody, but like, this is quite literally one of the best kingdoms in the game for its power. There's not really a doubt in my mind. And so just okay. Let me finish this chain, and there's gems here, so I'll just go ahead and farm that. Um, I mean, if this is how this worked, if we had not had an ally in our camp, okay, so if 1981 had no campmate, right? So this was an AB kingdom or AB KVK, right? We got fire, we got all these camps. If we did not have a campmate, which 2296 was a great campmate, we would have still won the star based on our KP this KVK. We had enough DKP kills and deads to win the star over our allies as just us, which is like really, really good. I mean, I would even dare to say that we overperformed even my expectations. And now, yeah, what seed are we? We're I guess now we're B seed, but we are generally low A seed, is how we're moving. So, how are you, DeBoss? Good to see you in here, man. Don't forget about planning territory at 81. Dark, you did a great job, man. I appreciate everything you do. Everybody in chat, Dark is one of our territory leads in 1981. He does a lot of our planning, along with Moof and Hemby. So they were the reason that a lot of this was so successful. But we're going to go into the story now of the KVK, since a lot of you guys might have missed it because I did not stream it. So you guys saw everything, I believe, and you guys were up to date. You know, we had won the altar. I streamed that. You were up to date until this past 8. So, fire over here, top left, and Greenwood over here, I guess right here, were allies, and it was us, Earth, and Earth up here. So, basically, this zone was a 2v2 between Earth and us, Earth and Daybreak, and Fire and Greenwood. Now, at the start, we were unfavored by KP and power, but Greenwood, and props to Greenwood, man, even though they like to trash talk in LKC sometimes, but they severely overperformed for what I thought they would do in this KVK. So we ended up getting into this zone, and it was, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days of fighting, like actual fighting, and we ended up kind of kicking fire out quicker than we thought, and we ended up winning this zone. We burned through these fort walls. We ended up sneaking. I wouldn't say sneaking, but we found a fort right here that was behind their fort wall here, and we ended up getting in behind and burning all the stuff, and we won this zone. So that bit was great. Now there was one thing left, and all we had to do was secure all the passes, and then Fire could then no longer enter Kingsland, right? Because they would be stuck in this top left zone up here. Right? Yeah, so they would be stuck in this zone. And then Earth would obviously build out here, and we would have this, so they would be stuck. And then we would go into Kingsland in a 2v2, presuming that our water allies lost to wind. So then it would be Earth and Daybreak against Greenwood and Wind, and you know, no offense to Wind, all right, but Wind and Water were not necessarily super relevant this KVK. They did not have much KP. So all we had to do was hold. That's it. We just had to build correctly, and we just had to hold. And again, props to Greenwood, man, but we dropped our forts. Everyone dropped our forts. And where was it? I forget which pass it was. It was pass 8, right? I think this was it. Right? I can't remember entirely which pass it was, but Water had secured all of these passes. Yeah, so this was it. They set up 3 forts, 1, 2, 3, and basically all that happens is that Daybreak could enter, right? So Daybreak took this pass. All they needed to do was prevent Daybreak from going from here all the way to here, jumping all the way to here, and then all the way to here. And now we get into this line. You see this L43 line? So what happened was Daybreak found the sneakiest fort that I ever did see. They somehow fit a fort like on this tree, bro. Like I mean, it was rough. So they put a fort behind the fort wall of water. And of course, water being water, they didn't contest it at all. And essentially, that allowed Daybreak, or not Daybreak, that allowed Greenwood take this pass and then build in with this fancy L43 line, because now they had access to this zone, so they wall hopped here. They took this, because now we're sharing it with Windcamp. They came over here. They then took into this level 8 pass, then 2v1'd Earth with Fire in this zone, and Earth could not hold that 2v1, and thus Fire was able to, guys, a lot happened in this KVK. Then Fire was able to build territory, drop forts, and basically get this pass. And then when Kingsland opened, this level 7 pass and this level 9 pass unlocked, they popped Craftsman, took this pass, and now Fire was able to enter Kingsland. So we went into Kingsland in a 2v3. So we were the 2 against their 3. Again, I've already stated, Wind is kind of like a 2v 2.5. We'll just say it that way. So it went from essentially a 99% chance to win to a to a 50-50. I was going into it thinking we probably wouldn't win, because I thought that Earth morale was going to be super, super low. They had essentially just been crushed for the last 3 days by 2 camps, and I didn't think that they would really have much left. So, but man, they came out swinging. I don't think that they were fresh by any means, right? Nobody was fresh, but like their leadership showed up, their members showed up when we needed them. They came. It was great. It was great. And so, yeah, 3143 with that fort drop was brutal. So, was actually a 3v1 in that zone. I wouldn't say that. I think Earth did a good job. Let me scroll up a little bit here. So 3143 are pretty solid. What's their KP? I believe now they're probably about 400. Let's see. Yeah, 400. So 391. So they're a little over 400 if you probably include all their farms. But yeah, so their alliance isn't full right now. But this kingdom is good. This kingdom's good. They have done well, and their leadership, they had some really nasty flags, some really nasty arrow tower placements, some really good fort drops, and it was fun. It was fun to watch. So, or fun to play, I suppose. Stressful as fuck, but fun to play. So, yeah. All right, let's scroll up. I'm sorry, I'm missing a little bit here. Did you record anything in KVK? I mean Kingsland. I did not record anything in Kingsland. Just simply, I just wanted to focus on enjoying the game again. That was my goal. What is my KP now? My KP is at 15.55. It's kind of nice and synergistic. How are you, Dora? We took care of that 1581 change. Nice. Yay. Okay, big props for winning such a harder KVK than anticipated. I mean, we did know that it was going to be difficult. When we did Diplo, we gave ourselves at the start a 30% chance to win. That's what we said. That's what we Diploed for. We did win, and I think looking back in hindsight, it was more of a 50-50 than 30-70. I think that if we had secured this and this pass was not 4-dropped on, then we were actually heavily favored, because I will say Fire was they were strong. They had a lot of troops, but they were not nearly as strong in the field. And so it led to an easier than expected Zone 7. But yeah. Harder KV cards are more fun to fight, though. Having the expectations of winning and then partially seeing that win isn't as easy as it was anticipated, but can hurt morale. That's for absolutely damn sure. And so when our Earth Camp allies were getting, I mean, no offense, but pummeled by two camps. I mean, we would have gotten pummeled. It's just you're fighting against 4 kingdoms is 2 kingdoms. There's not much you can do. you know, we felt terrible. Our kingdom morale was down because we couldn't help them. There was no way for us to help them. There's no jumps. We couldn't find any jumps on their passes here. Like there's no way. If we fort drop here, they build out and they burn it. If we fort drop here, they build out with a shell with craftsmen and they burn it, right? There's no chance that we, even with random teleports, like we can't get enough people there to constantly defend a fort, even during a downtime, because most people are walking this distance, right? I mean, that's not sustainable. And Greenwood did not have a large enough downtime for us to drop a fort like that. So, you know, it's just not possible, right? We would have had to, I guess, we would have had to drop here, right, for the level 8 pass. So we would have had to drop here, I guess, near here. We would have to defend against 2 shells and a double rally, jump through here, burn this, and then take the same route that they did and follow them, right? Like that's impossible. That's impossible. Okay, can someone help me? I have the robust inscription. Will remove my current armament inscription if I apply it? Yes, it will, unfortunately. Late to the stream, but what's with the title? Pancakes. Go ahead and rewind a little bit, and you will see. Connor, better get the drink on. Oh man. Did you text me? Let me guess. You did. Oh goodness. I still got to go to the store and get some drinks. My work did give me some, did give me tomorrow off, so we're good. Luda, the grandparents are now out of the hospital, doing better, so I am doing better in response. I remember 81 and 2455 holding zone against 42, a high C kingdom while we were bees. Yeah, man. Like, we're strong. Also, my Garrison, guys, you want to look through some of my Garrison favorites? I mean, these were our Garrisons. And I didn't have Gorgotilla. I just used my Gorgohera. But some of these were pretty gross, guys. Like, some of these reports were just absolutely dastardly. Like, my goodness. Oh, this poor guy tapped the flag. This got swarmed. I mean, I literally saved every single one, right? Like, every single one that I was a part of. Full luck. There we go. This one was negative. Pretty heavy on the swarm. But another thing that you guys probably don't notice, so you're gonna look at the deads, right? And you're gonna be like, oh, we were trading negative. But look at the kill points. So we were almost even on kill points, and the reason why this is the case is I can't show you because the battle report has expired, but we were reinforcing with almost entirely T4. We were trying to be very, very peculiar with what we were going for, and we wanted to be, you know, as long lasting as possible. So actually we can look at these. So this is my Garrison report, 267 to 334, you know, not like a terrible report for them until you scroll down and you look at the KP number and realize that we almost doubled their KP number, right? So like, what is that? So farm, 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 and farm, right? Like, I was the only T5 in this Garrison. And so this is what we were doing to them all KVK. We didn't use mains realistically to reinforce. This is our worst report. Oh, this is when I was offline. Screw that one. But this is what we were doing to them basically until Kingsland. We were trying our best. I mean, all my farms are drained. 2 of my farms got zeroed, unfortunately, because I am bad. And it is what it is. This is one of them that got zeroed. So actually, I don't know why I'm logging on to this account to show you. But I'll just show you the dead troops on all of my farms. So, and before this got zeroed, just FYI, I did actually kill off some troops. But so 1.7, you know, these are a little inflated because I got zeroed. I was about like 500, maybe 200. I didn't have very many archers. But like miniature cane, this account didn't get zeroed. We're just gonna go. I'll show you all my accounts that didn't get zeroed, and I'll just show you how many deads I had on all my tiny farms. Farm management in 81 is pretty crazy. Yeah, dude, we have some fantastic players that do a lot with their farms, but like 1 million dead troops, you know, this is non-zeroed account, just rolling with it. This was my, I think this was my farm with the least amount of power. Small cane wasn't zeroed. This is the only farm that had any troops left going into Kingsland. So I used this going into Kingsland. We need a better Garrison in 1981. Bruno, come on, man. We've got some great Garrisons in 1981. That's for dang sure. And I, hopefully, will be all Iconic 5 by the start of next KVK. Except for my accessories, which will be Iconic 4. This is, yeah. So this is one of my other farms, 1.7. Right, like not a zeroed account, just straight up just deads. I think I have a few, yeah, like I was ready to go with this one for a little while longer. So this account did very well. And then medium cane, this is my last one. Can't believe that 3 camps surrender after 21 hours of war only. I think that knowing how long the last zone was, it doesn't entirely surprise me. I said personally that nothing longer than 2 days. And then this is medium cane, so this is my largest farm, 2 million deads. And little cane got zeroed, but before it got zeroed, I think I had about 1.2 million deads on him. So yeah, guys, like I was doing the most this KVK. I was trying to play as efficiently as possible. If you aren't all Iconic 5, you should pay me 1 billion gold. That's not how that works. How many KPs did you get? I got about 3 billion. 3 billion is where we were. And now we are at 15.5. So, but yeah, this is the Garrison set for the most part. So it's all Iconic 4 right now. I don't really need it. I didn't enjoy getting Iconic 5 because I think the Iconic 5 benefits aren't worth it for the material cost when I had to create my my third cav set, wherever that is. Anyway, it's here. No, that's not it. That's not a unit. Anyway, it's on something. Huo? Yeah, there it is. That's my third cav set. So now my gear, right, is my Rally Garrison, cav, archer, second infantry set, second archer set, third cav set, second cav set, right? So I've got 7 full sets of gear. So I was able to use 7 marches for the first time ever this KVK. So we were rolling with it. We were doing pretty well. So yeah, still at 92. I had a few more power, or a few million more power to lose, but that was my benchmark. It was definitely a good KVK, man. If I were to rewind time, I would go back and tell myself not to stress so much. But it was a great KVK. It was a great KVK. We just finished Orleans. There's still 13 days left, but we got dog walked all the way back to Zone 4. So that's one of the issues with Orleans, is it's almost never making it to Kingsland. Almost never. Like, at least with this KVK, I mean, you can cut one person out, usually, right, in this scenario in stratagems. If you completely dominate a Zone 8, or Pass 8, I suppose. But with Orleans, isn't it literally just like one zone and then Kingsland in 3 days? And if you don't successfully or not 3 days, it's like 7 or 8 days. And if you don't successfully back fort for 7 days, if you're losing, like, you just never get there. I don't know. Orleans is an absolutely brutal KVK. Whale? Yeah. Hey, Gosu, I saw you made a siege march, bud. Oh man, you got some explaining to do. 20 billion next KVK? If I'm taking a step back, that probably won't happen. But maybe. Storm was pretty fun. Yeah. Or Storm of Stratagems. Isn't it Season of Stratagems? No, it is Storm. Why? Have I been saying Season of Stratagems this whole time? Oh, God. SOS is greater than Orleans, so I disagree still. I think if you want like the most hell KVK possible and the highest power, I think you go Orleans still. That's still my vote, and I love the fighting style. It is draining as hell for leadership, don't get me wrong. I love the fighting style, and I love my marches juiced up on crack because I have all these commanders. And I can put some ridiculous support skills on all my commanders, and yeah, and that's how that goes. Like my 7 marches, that is 21 auxiliary skills. 21. That is when you think about every commander, right? They all have, let's say, 3 skills, right? Or let's say 4. We'll include the expertise, but the active skill doesn't count. So they all have 4 skills. 21 auxiliary skills is like bringing 5 more commanders. I mean, if I'm using 7 marches, it's crazy how strong your marches are in Orleans, truly. Bruno, Moof is admitting he's a dictator. He's never hid that he's a dictator. He's definitely a dictator. But definitely a good one. Not one that I'd try to overthrow anytime soon, anyway. Siege is so good. I mean, if all you're going for are traits, then yes, I would agree. We're all making Siege, waiting for that Siege Zenith as well. I think that it's pretty inevitable that a Siege Zenith will happen. Dictator with a vision? Yes. Do I think that 1981 would have had fun in Orleans KVK as well? I do. But yes. What do you think about Tides of War? I actually, hey, Moof, pay attention. I think Tides of War is a great KVK. I haven't played it yet, and I would like to play it next. Dylan, just got into the stream. Are you quitting Rock? Rewind to about the 7-minute mark, and I will give you that answer. But the short answer is no. I'm not going to quit, but I will be taking a step back. I hope we get Tides next. All right, Moof, there we go. I think Tides is pretty likely as our next KVK format. Nevsky or QB at 5511? Nevsky, for sure. But I wouldn't field any commander that's 5511. In today's Rise of Kingdoms, you're just gonna get dunked. I can't chain. My goodness. See what happens when I stream. How much did I spend? I probably spent about $1,000 this KVK. So it was all the pop-ups, which is $105. No way that just disappeared. No shot. That was my chain. Oh, scammed. Whatever. I think what was I saying? Yeah, so I bought all the pop-ups, which is $105. I bought the $15. You know, the crystal supply and the Lucerne scrolls thing. So that was, you know, another. No, that was 15. So that's at 120. And then I bought 3 Mountain Warfares, and then I bought 10 days of dailies. So yes. About total, yeah. So you're looking at like $900 or $1,000 on crystals. So well, Nevsky is gonna fall off meta. I mean, what's gonna be replaced first, William or Nevsky or Huo? And so this is what I mean. And this is hard to explain to people without, you know, turning this into a very long video and monologue, but Nevsky is a much better commander than Huo. But Huo will trade better. So if all you're doing is looking at your trades and you're using Huo with Joan and you're like, oh, that's better than Nevsky Joan. Well, you're not thinking about it right. Because this skill is absolutely insane. 45% damage reduction. Nevsky is significantly tankier when targeted. And is just kind of universally good in rallies. Like, you don't see people rallying with Huo, right? And also, like, the longer you're in combat, the better Nevsky is, and the shorter you're in combat, the better Huo is. So If you're one of those people that, doesn't swarm things or doesn't have very many marches, you can't take advantage of the Nevsky debuff, then, you could make the argument that Huo is better for trades. However, if you have this Nevsky debuff, and then your, I don't know, let's just say your Wallace Liu Che, or I use Liu Che Wallace, smacks him with all that smite damage, right? Like, that's much better than if you're Huo firing an active skill. So, yeah. Oh, sounds like he wants the account grand total. At this point, I'm about 30. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe a little less than 30. So, yeah. Over this amount of days. You can Garrison rally open field with them, so versatile for sure, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm getting bored of my 20-minute save playlist of my elevator music, so we're gonna go into our fun music. 1 down, 12 to go. Connor, Jesus Christ. Hey, after I end the stream, which actually should be in about 5 to 10 minutes, I'll go grab some drinks. Do you know any good way to make reports with the bots? Like power bot reports? I don't use bots, so I have no idea what you're talking about. Make good reports with the bots? No, don't bot in the open field. You did Golden Kingdom? I always do Golden. I do every event, man. Oh, I gotta buy these. I get all that value, guys. I get all that value. It's the only way, like, I know that I said 30, and a lot of you guys probably, like, your jaw dropped. Because it is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But even at that level of spend, you don't put up 2 to 3 billion KP every KVK, even at that rate of spend. It's just, you gotta eke out every bit of value in this game, And that's why we're gonna circle back to the start of this KVK, or the start of this stream, and that's why I can't be doing that anymore. So I will be taking a step back, but in order to put up the numbers that I have been putting up, you you can't just not get all the value you can. I think Nevsky with Joan is a better combo than Huo and Joan if you are running 2 cab marches. I agree. That's what I do. I run Nevsky Joan. Tack, how are you, man? Wait, Kane, don't quit. We need raw content creators who actually know what they're talking about. Tack, I appreciate your comment. I will not be quitting. I will continue to make content. All right. But I will be taking a step back from my game play a little bit and focusing more on myself. You can skip to about 7 minutes to look and find my reasoning. Thoughts on Heroic Anthem KVK? Heroic Anthem KVK is like your most general basic KVK format. It's good for, like newer kingdoms. Once you get into more advanced kingdoms, I'd say it's not a bad KVK. It's fine. It's just not as intriguing. It's kind of just like it's like level 1 of Season of Conquest is how I'd say it. I think every new kingdom should do it just to get a feel for it, and then they should move on to bigger and better things. But I mean, I love support skills. I like the thought process behind putting different support skills on your marches. I think it's great. I like it a lot better than stratagems. I actually don't love stratagems very much. The fact that you can only swap 3 times every 3 days is really dumb. Like, why do I have 8,000 of this currency when I can't even spend it all? It makes no sense to me. And having to lock yourself into either a field player or a garrison player or a rally player is not fun. So I locked myself into a field player. And by the way, all those reports that I showed you guys earlier, right? Like all these, like this is with field stratagems. Can I even true bust? Like, look, guys, these are with field stratagems. Skill damage, like to 3 or more targets. I've got Gorgo Hera. I'm not dealing like, so, I wasted a lot. And I probably could have and should have swapped. And now that I know that my king is watching the stream, he's probably going to yell at me. But like I mean, I just didn't want to swap. I wanted to focus on field and being as strong as I could in the field. Let me say that again. KVK reports. We bought a bot, but we can only export the XLS file, and I like to make better stuff. So, you're talking like scans? Is that what you're saying? Like your KVK scans, like your power and KP and all that stuff? Or you're talking about you have reports like this that have been saved, and you're trying to save them and organize them? Scans, I see. Okay, so I am not in charge of data. Okay, I'm not. That's not my realm of expertise. I don't know about the XLS files. I don't know what program you bought. I don't know what you did. So what I use as my KP tracker is the report manager by Cubus Mike. I think that, wow, really? That's going to run away? That's disgusting. I think that that's a great program. It's super simple to set up. And once you have it running while you're fighting, it'll give you everything like KP, kill ratio, power ratio, wounded deads. It also calculates like rewards that you get from barb chaining. It's kind of insane. If you're looking for more consistency in the scan department, I know that the Fleisch Discord, the Looker Studio, has been blowing up recently. I would probably use that. Provides you a ton of good information, but also, you know, costs money. I have 150,000 AP. How much should I use killing barbs and KVK? All of it. All of it. I use all of my AP every single KVK. And look at this. So people look at this and they think, oh, I have to spend it. Oh, I have to use it killing barbs and spend time. I look at this as like, okay, if I chain this, this is like a legendary piece of gear. Like this is a legendary piece of gear. Because it's just like the amount of speed ups and like materials that you get from chaining is ridiculous, and gems. And like, if you don't spend your AP, then you're not doing it right. What's the best rally combos in this KVK? There was nothing special about it, man. Asher with Zuge was our best rally combo, and it really wasn't even close. If you want to do anti-swarm, you could do Asher with Henry or Henry with Asher. But we had field, like as a concept, 1981 does not rally without having the field. So we don't do anti-swarm rallies because we always have the field when we are rallying. So we just used Asher with Zuge, and it was unbelievably powerful. Like it was crazy. Hello, bro. I'm an Inf main with one archer combo, ZL and YSU. Should I invest in Herman? Yes, I think you should. But it depends on the new archer and the numbers that you will find. But yeah, so I think Herman is probably a safe investment, but yeah. Just doing chain, not with my 5 marches. Dunkler, yes, if you have the time, I would recommend it. If you don't have the time, AP spent is better than AP not spent. Congrats on the win. 91 are great allies. Lubo, I appreciate it, man. You guys were good as well. We could have better trades. Yeah. If I use the correct stratagems, I know. We could have a lot better trades, right? What would I have taken? So if I edit, I probably would have gone decisive battle because we were generally keeping it pretty full. Actually, I would have swapped. Maybe I would have swapped. I don't know. What would I have done? 2 universals. So I would have done this. Probably surprise strike. Where would we have gone? There we go. So we'll go decisive. We go combat experience. We go formidable. And then I think, honestly, I mean, it depends, right? Because if I have farms feeling that I don't want this, but we'll run it for now. Standing alone, obviously. And then the last one is like, I mean, maybe I don't go. I actually had all this mapped out before, but then this opened, and now I don't entirely know. So probably this. Oh, I don't even have... Okay, so this is not the correct portfolio. So we'd go here. We'd edit. If I was rallying or garrisoning in Season of Stratagems, this is what I would run. So let's just get this out of the way here. Just so everybody else can see it as well. There we go. This is what I would run. Surprise Strike, Decisive Battle, Proven Valor. You get combat experience for the stacking, you get the instant proc, and you get standing alone. So this is your garrison setup in Stratagems. Now if you're using Gorgo Attila, then obviously it changes a little bit. You got to get the Inf, and then I guess Surprise Strike again. So, and then you just dip on Decisive Battle. But okay, cool. I don't know why I got on that tangent. Tech, bro, just rewatch from the 7-minute mark, and I gotta say I really feel you. Yeah, man. I think we were similar. Put so much pressure to perform and win that you end up sacrificing too much IRL compared to others. Yeah, Tech. Yeah, that's just how it is. And you know, it comes with success. And 1981 we have a lot of players like that. And this game draws the competitiveness like from us. It's a great game, but it's a draining game. And yeah, so it'd be like that. Was there any use of Scipio A as a rally? Yes, we did have a rally lead with Scipio A. No other way to say this, it was just significantly worse than Archers. And we had a plethora of Archer testing. It just wasn't close. How's the KP leaderboard in your kingdom? So I got 3rd place this KVK. Tutong was our #1 KP gained. I think he gained about 4.6 billion KP, which is quite a large increase. So he did well. He had a lot of, we'll just say, people contribute. But his account was running 24/7. Man, Tutong had a great account performance. Franz came in at 2nd place with about 3.1 billion kill points. So Franz was great. I came in 3rd at about 2.95, something like that. And yeah. Now, if I didn't take my break in Zone 8, would I have gotten 1st or 2nd? Maybe. But I'm not gonna, you know, take anything away. They did a great job. And honestly, guys, even if I was playing, look at my speed ups. I could maybe get 500 million more KP. So I definitely wouldn't have gotten 1st. Just my account wouldn't have been able to take it. Isn't part of the reason why your archers did better is because they have better gear, such as 4 legendary inscriptions. That is true. The gear is not exactly 1-to-1, but our Inf rally, who is in chat by the way, Joker, seems to have stopped in. Our Inf rally has since I think he has 2 legendary inscriptions, and he's got like mostly iconic 4 and iconic 5 gear. Very strong rally set. But no, the reason why archers are better, and this is very simple. Double AoE makes it almost impossible to reinforce. Not gonna say almost impossible. If you time it well, you can do it, right? But the trades are just absolutely disgusting on reinforcing marches, and when you're hitting reinforcing marches around a flag, well then guess what's not in the flag? The troops that are reinforcing. So when you're marching, it's counting those troops as in there, but the trades are acting like it's not in there. So nobody else can reinforce. And then when this march gets hit right here, walks all the way back, that's a lot of time where you know, this flag is not being reinforced properly, and that makes the trade good. The double AoE from the Asher Zuge is the strongest rally I have experienced in Rise of Kingdoms. It is honestly kind of oppressive. We used only archers for like 95% of our rallies. We did a little bit of calves because we were running a little bit low on archers on our farms, so we had to use some calves because we didn't cav Garrison or cav rally this KVK at all because calves suck. But yes. I mean, calves aren't too bad, but they're just not as good, essentially. Did Two-Tong Pilot get fired for almost getting him zeroed? He did not get fired, no. But I don't even know if Two-Tong noticed, if I'm being honest. He probably just logged on and was like, all right, I'm lower power, higher KP, let's go. Also, guys, I do need to be going here shortly. I did promise myself a shorter stream today, and I have some World of Warcraft to play with some friends of mine. Connor, who was in that chat earlier, who was talking about getting drinks. But yes, Bruno said that correctly. We had 20. Did we have 22 or 23 players over 1 billion KP? We had 66 billion KP as a kingdom. We had 22 players over 1 billion. And then we had a good few right under it. But yeah, so did a great job. Underage was 10 million KP short. I'm sure he'll get it. He'll get it like somehow. I don't know. That's funny. When is the next stream? Well, now that we're in the off season, I'll probably stream some barb chaining, some cool KVK openings. I think I will also, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to spoil this. I will probably be featured on a Plato stream sometime next week. That's all I'll say. So make sure to tune into that. I can't give you a date or what it's going to be on without disclosing, so I'll leave it at that. But we will probably be on a stream together. So with that said, guys, you know, I promised myself I'm going to work on giving myself more time, you know, just to rest, recover. So I'm going to turn off this stream. It's a short one, guys. It's only an hour long, a little bit over an hour. So yeah, I'm going to call this one. Okay, well, Rock Ghosty's kind of got it. Anyway, I'm gonna head out, guys, have some fun offline, and you know, I appreciate you guys sticking around. This was kind of a harder stream to do, just simply because it was more emotion for me and everything and everything that's been going on in my head. That was really funny timing with the music, but yeah. So anyway, guys, I appreciate all you supporting. Yeah, shout out to 81. Seriously, everybody rest up, recover. Leadership 2, Moof. Why are you awake, man? Like, war's over, man. Go to bed. and I appreciate it. So, everybody, have a good night, and I'll see you guys later.